Hello, it's Adrienne of the Adrienne Ross Show, back with another basketball edition. I want to talk about Caitlin Clark's triple-double against the Los Angeles Sparks on Wednesday night. A lot of people are talking about it, particularly the sports world. This is Caitlin's second triple-double. She's the only rookie in the history of the league to ever record a triple-double, and she's done it twice in a short amount of time. It's noteworthy. But what I've noticed in the conversation about her triple-double are people who are using the fact that there are only 6 players who have recorded multiple triple-doubles, and recording a triple-double period is rather rare. People hear that and they use it to talk about the trash that WNBA players are. I'm even talking about people who love Caitlin Clark, but some people like to call out what they call horrible players in the WNBA. I'm going to say what I've always said, and that is the WNBA has always had great players. Now, not every player who is great is a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. Nobody has been able to move the needle in terms of eyes on the game. No one, I believe, has elevated the sport like Caitlin Clark. But there have always been great players in the WNBA. So I want to make this clear. I want to make sure we understand. Not having a lot of players, recording triple doubles does not mean that they're trash. A triple-double really is that difficult to record. In the history of the WNBA, from my research, at least as of the time this recording, there's a couple games tonight, so maybe that's changed. But from what I understand, through September 4th anyway, there were only 40 triple-doubles in the history of the league. And I believe 35 of them were in the regular season. Of players who have recorded multiple triple-doubles, meaning more than one, 6. They are Alyssa Thomas, who's had 10, Sabrina Ionescu with 4, Candace Parker with 3, Caitlin Clark with 2, Chelsea Gray with 2, Courtney Williams with 2. Okay, so her second triple-double, meaning Caitlin's, left her as one of 6 players in the WNBA regular season history with multiple triple-doubles, okay? And according to what I'm looking at sportingnews.com, that list jumps to 8 players with the postseason included, adding Cheryl Swoops with 2 and Courtney Vandersloot with 2. But you get the point. It's not something that people get to do in their sleep. It's just not. And so we got to make sure we understand what we're talking about, because the conversation has become, I can't believe this league has been around for 27 years and these people cannot knock out triple-doubles. Triple-double is extremely difficult. Now, we even talk about double-doubles, and we talk about how it's easier to get a double-double with points and rebounds than it is with points and assists. I did a whole video on that. It just is the truth, right? But think about it. Double-doubles, there are over 5,000 double-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Over 5,000. And again, 40 in the WNBA triple-doubles. Okay? So it doesn't mean everybody's garbage. It really does mean Caitlin Clark is that good as a rookie, and she's getting her triple-double with points and assists and rebounds as a guard. It's absolutely phenomenal. Let's take a look at her securing the triple-double on Wednesday night.
It's up, it won't go, Clark pulls it down, and this building knows what that means. Kelsey Mitchell's going, what happened?
Caitlin managed to do that with 24 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. That's quite a feat, and it is extremely rare. And this is the second one. Now, understand, let's go back to the beginning of the season. There were times when Caitlin Clark was very close to a triple-double, and whether it was she came out of the game or, you know what, let's just be frank. Let's just be real. We know that there were times early in the season in particular when teammates were not able to handle passes, were not able to finish the layup. We know what the deal was. That's why this turnaround is so phenomenal, because it was just, they had to figure each other out. Okay. They had to know how to catch her. They weren't used to a player who could pass like that. They weren't used to that. So they couldn't handle some of those things. So it is fair to say, I think, that she could have had more triple doubles even by this point this season. Does that mean that triple doubles are easy to get? No, it doesn't. Okay. It means that is how good Caitlin Clark is. I know they wanted us to think that the transition wasn't going to happen for her, that those who believe that she could come in and make an impact right away were delusional, were stupid, were not knowledgeable about the game. And then at the start, when they were off to a 1-8 start, and when when all this stuff was going on, and they wanted us to think that she couldn't cut it, that she was mediocre, that she was the great white hype, as some people said. Caitlin Clark is exceptional. She's young and exceptional. She's going to really move the needle. But I want to point out, don't get caught up in the nonsense talk or the nonsense thought that, well, the league is just trash because there's no way that only 6 of them should have recorded, multiple triple doubles, or they're just trash because only 40 of them have been in existence. They're just trash. No, she really is that good. It's amazing what she's been able to do. Guys, think about this. We're talking about someone who, I can't keep up with the stats. I told you, when in the comments, somebody said, you missed the stat about Wednesday, and that she the first rookie to have 100 3-pointers in a season. You're talking about back-to-back player of the week, rookie of the month, player of the month. The team clinched the playoffs. The coach is coach of the month. Kelsey Mitchell's balling. I mean, you're talking about some phenomenal stuff that's going on. And she gets the second triple-double. This is not just ordinary stuff. This is not just the league being that bad. The league, they wanted us to believe, and maybe they are, the best in the world. And Caitlin came in and she's showing them, okay, you're the best in the world, and look how well I'm doing. So again, don't get caught up in the mindset that they're just trash because they haven't been able to do what she's been able to do. Listen, most people have not been able to do what she's been able to do. She's extremely gifted. That triple-double, and she's above it. She's one of the rare ones to do it with 24 points. Some of them have done the triple-double with less points, and there are numbers out there about that. Even as a high school coach, I only recall one time, and I actually didn't recall it. I just was in recent weeks going through some old newspaper clippings of my games, newspaper reports of interviews with me after the game, and stats from our players, and all the stuff in my scrapbook and stuff from my last 2 seasons coaching, in which we had won back-to-back conference championships. And I came across an article after one of my players recorded a triple-double. It's the only time I recall, and I had to help. I had to be reminded by looking at that clipping. But of 6 years coaching, that's the only time I recall a triple-double. It's the only time the newspaper recorded it. So I'm guessing that's the only time, because I don't recall any other ones. And I'm going to say that I think that on the high school level, one would think that it would be even easier to record triple doubles because generally those who are extremely talented on the high school level, those who are the colleges are looking at, who are going to the next level, the gap, I should say, between them and the other players, like the players who just kind of signed up because so they can have something to do during the winter months, or who are decent but they're not, that great. The gap between them, it's really wide. So one would think that a really good player could have a lot more triple doubles, but that's how difficult it is. In 6 years of coaching, I don't, that's the only one that I recall. And I'll just show it to you because, like I said, I just came across this a few weeks ago after all these years. Now, this was a particularly low scoring game for us. This was the end of the game and it was just home. We're home 49-39. But and I'm like, that's kind of low. But when I read the article, I get why it's low. So Marcus Ennis's triple-double leads Blue Hawks over Indians. This is Hudson, New York. The Blue Hawks kept their record unblemished Friday, defeating the Indians 49-39 in Patroon Conference action. The game was rife with missed shots and free throws, and was close much of the way. Hudson led 22-18 at the half and didn't begin to pull away until late in the fourth quarter. It was a battle. It wasn't pretty, but we managed to pull it out, said Blue Hawks coach Adrienne Ross. Nicole Markasinis had 21 points, 11 steals, and 11 rebounds for the Blue Hawks, who improved to 4-0 on the year. When it goes on, Emily Connor had another complete game with 7 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. And he goes on to talk about other players. And my number 22 was Caitlin Hilliard, number 22. She had 7 points, 12 rebounds for Hudson, but it was her defensive work that earned her coach's praise. Hilliard matched up with Indian standout Casey Clark, limiting her to 6 points. For her to hold Clark to 6 points is a big part of the reason we won tonight, said Ross. She deserves props for that. And then he goes on to talk about the other team. But like I said, low scoring game for us, but triple double leads Blue Hawks over 21, 11, and 11. And like I said, that's rare. That's the only one I remember in all of my coaching. And just because I found it, I'll let you take a look. This is Nicole Markasinis, and she was Athlete of the Week. And so it says during Tuesday's 71-40 win over Taconic Hills. Okay, so that's more like it for us. During Tuesday's 71-40 win over Taconic Hills, Blue Hawk Nicole Markasinis scored 23 points, including 7 of 9 from the free throw line, to up her season total to 262 for the Patroon Conference Girls Basketball Champion Hudson. Nicola Jr. now ranks second in the conference in total points, 103 points behind Rensselaer's Ashley Jerome. She's also among the top scorers in Section 2. As far as the championship season is concerned, Nicole and the rest of her team are excited to claim the title. Most of us have been playing together for 4 years, so we've been waiting to win, she said. Adding that Coach Adrienne Ross has been a big help in getting her where she is. Since I started playing, she's always been there. And they also went on to talk about her soccer and her softball play. When she talks about me always being there, I coached her since she was in 8th grade. I took her on varsity, high school varsity, when she was in 8th grade. Anyway, as great of a player as Nicole Markasinis was, and I write about her, some stories about her in my book, Push Your Way to Purpose. Make sure you get that book if you haven't, but I write about her. But as good as she was, that's the only triple double I recall, and that's the only one I recall in my entire 6 years. So I say all that to say this: I think on the high school level, you might disagree and say it's the opposite, and there's a case to be made for that. But I think it would be easier to record more of those on a high school level where you don't have the skills coming at you to stop you, where you don't have the bigger bodies, boxing you out and vying for the rebound. So I just think on the high school level, it would be easier to record a triple double, but in all my coaching, like I said, I don't recall any other 6 years of coaching except for Nicole Markasinis. And, you'd think a player of her caliber, as good as she was, and in multiple sports, right? She's extremely athletic. You think that there would be more. No. And it's not that there weren't more triple doubles because she was garbage. It's because it's that difficult to get, So imagine now on the professional level, how difficult it is to record a triple double. Keep this in mind, because you're going to hear that. You're hearing that from people who are, using it to trash everyone else. Sometimes other people are just that far above and beyond. And Caitlin Clark, who still has a long way to go, is showing us what it looks like to just straight ball out, because the talent is so incredible. So it's ultimate kudos to Caitlin Clark. Don't diminish what she's done by trying to downplay what a big deal a triple double is. Again, double doubles, 5,000 something, 6,000. Triple doubles, 40. And only 35 of those in the regular season. It ain't easy, folks. Caitlin's just doing it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. The last I looked, we were fast approaching 30,000. I haven't looked in a while, so maybe we hit it already. But subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment, and if do so respectfully. And I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.